So firstly, I have to say that during prior presentations, I took some notes from the prior speakers, my colleagues from the supervisory authorities. And I have to say that regarding data collection, especially personal data collection, we amended our Insurance Act in December 2018 regarding IDD implementation, and during that implementation, we also prescribed some provisions to set the legal basis for collecting data, personal data regarding GDPR. So at this point of view, I think that was a good start for personal data collection for insurers and Croatian Insurance Bureau. Secondly, I wanted to share with you our experience regarding amounts of compensation. Our Supreme Court in 2002 prescribed some, I would say, some guidelines for amount of compensation. And today also the courts are obeying those guidelines, and it functioned very well. So I think also we share that experience with our Polish colleagues in supervisory authority. So that were the notes from the prior colleagues from prior presentations. I have to also, of course, I have to thank the Extreme for this kind invitation, and I have to say that I'm honored that I can speak in front of such a great audience, Georgian insurance market, regarding MTPL liberalization. I would also like to say that when you will have law on MTPL, as I understood, in summer or autumn 2019, and probably since it will be compulsory insurance, maybe some insurance undertakings would want to establish their business and conduct their business in Georgia as an opportunity to sell MTPL. And in that regard, I would like to emphasize and ask the supervisory authority to carefully assess qualifying shareholders. They have to be financially stable. They have to be fit and proper. And I think that this is a really most important message. They have to be, you have to set up a prudential assessment of those qualifying shareholders. Our history in Croatian MTPL market started in, I would say, at the liberalization aspect in 2008. 2008 was, until then we had unique tariffs, unique terms and conditions, and of course unique premium systems with bonus-malus systems, and everything was just to start the liberalization. In 1st January 2008, we, as a part of negotiation to enter the European Union, we had to start the liberalization, and insurers tried to develop themselves new tariffs, new terms and conditions, but I have to say that this was a lack of historical data, maybe just to develop MTPL liberalization. Terms and conditions at that point remained the same. Premium was based on vehicle type, technical characteristics, types of insurance. So it was unsophisticated technical basis for premium calculation. We have to also see the overview and all other aspects at that time, at that point of view. At that time also was the financial crisis, and of course, people draw less. MTPL had good results. Insurance had conservative reserves, and a Solvency II regime requirements wasn't at that point still implemented in Croatian law. So regarding investments, prudent person principle wasn't yet in force, and financial crisis was on its peak. As of 1st July 2013, Croatia became a member state of the EU, and we had to do some systematical changes in our law on compulsory motor MTPL insurance. And in that regard, our law changed that all insurance had to inform supervisory authority of new terms and conditions 60 days prior to application. HANFA in that period could ask for technical basis and premium calculation in order to check whether they are in compliance with actuarial principles and Croatian legislation. So we set some terms and conditions and prescribed rules in our law, and it was, I would say, de jure liberalization, but de facto liberalization started with a marketing campaign. And it was very, very aggressive marketing campaign from one insurance undertaking. Immediately, HANFA, as a supervisory authority, reacted on this matter, because it was this campaign that was in all media, TV, newspapers. It was not aligned with insurance law and insurance principles. So HANFA faced really, really big challenges in this matter. So other companies followed later on, and insurers are collecting data on their own technical basis for premium calculation regarding driver's age, numbers of kilometers, driving habits. So as my colleague from Macedonian insurance agency mentioned, it's really data collection. It's really needed for MTPL insurance. During that period, we faced changes in terms and conditions of insurers. Of course, when you set low prices, you are asking yourself, can I lower the coverage? Of course. If I offer low prices, I will try to lower the coverage. And our insurance undertakings were very, very creative in that matter. So we had to fight them at that time. They wanted to broad exclusions for drivers and for injured parties. So as my colleague from Poland, Mr. Mariusz, said, we have here two types of customers and customer protection. So on one hand, we have drivers in regard to pre-contractual information. prior to concluding the contract, MTPL contract, and on the other hand, we have injured parties that that are expecting compensation for their injuries. As a supervisory authority, we should really be careful to protect both of them, so even the drivers and the injured parties. So what happened? We had lots of pros and lots of cons. I can say that this was fourth step in developing MTPL. The three steps mentioned my colleague Klime, but this liberalization is the fourth step. And we had so many pros and so many cons. Pros, of course, were different premiums for different policyholder types, decrease of insurance prices, risk factors, discounts on voluntarily insurance, individualized premiums, and I would say that this is very, very important regarding new IDD directive. So for product oversight and governance aspect, these pros are really important. On the other hand, we have had also many cons. It was bad market competition, like I said, aggressive commercials, aggressive attacks on media. So you have to be prepared not also to insurance market, to supervise insurance market, but also to collect data from the media. Of course, we face maybe inadequate prices that aren't inadequate at that time, but during stress tests that we made during supervision, on-site and off-site inspection, we posed measures based on stress tests and prospective risk-based supervision. So other cons was also jeopardized capital adequacy, premium is a final trigger, and as I said, consumer protection at that time was also very, very questionable. What happened to our Croatian market? You can see the effect of liberalization, 80 million euros decrease from 2013 to 2014. So you can expect a decrease in the gross written premium. Also, average MTPL premium decreased for 38%. What has HANFA taken? Which actions has HANFA taken to somehow supervise in a proper way the market? As I said, we had a risk-based supervision approach in MTPL supervision. We did stress tests in 2015 when Solvency II requirements and Solvency II regime hasn't yet established and hasn't yet implemented in Croatian Insurance Act, because we had to take the action towards the insurance market to establish and to maintain the financial stability of insurers. Of course, to maintain effective and reliable system of governance, we monitor the premiums and technical provisions, sufficiency and capital adequacy, and it was, I have to say that just one insurance undertaking or maybe two didn't get we didn't pose a measure to one or two insurance undertakings. So this was systematically really taking actions in 2015. And we made it, fortunately. Also, when we see insurance undertakings, they also were somehow stressed by the situation on market, and they consequently decreased discounts, and costs increased and adjust premium rates. They reorganized sales channels. Of course, they put conducted more education of employees in sales, professional training, and also I have to say the professional training was at that point in accordance with IDD requirements. So they put also, in our insurance market, put lots of effort to professional training of intermediaries. Of course, regarding sufficiency in MTPL premium sufficiency, there is also need for monitoring undertakings indicators, significant deviations from that indicators from expected. We monitor changes in monthly average premium, and of course, general capital adequacy in non-life insurance. Like I said, in that period of Solvency I, we took some measures as prospective measures for the future in light of Solvency II. Further actions, of course, way forward is the same: checking compliance of terms and conditions with applicable law, monitoring combined ratios, further stress testing, and of course a regular overview of ORSA and doing stress tests with insurance undertakings. So that was about it.